To introduce to you John Robinson Jr. He's a Gulf War era veteran, great guy. He's going to be inducted into the Veterans Committee on Tuesday. John Robinson Jr.
Thank you very much, everyone. It's an honor to represent Walpole's veterans here today as a Walpole native. Just a few administrative notes. Yesterday there was a special birthday. The United States Marine Corps celebrated its 237th birthday. So congratulations and a round of applause for the United States Marine Corps. You guys don't look a day over 235. We gather today to honor the men and women who have worn this nation's uniform. More importantly, we join together to thank them for their service and their devotion to duty. More than 48 million Americans have served our country since 1776. Whether they served in time of war or peace, American veterans all share a common bond: their unwavering belief in a cause of freedom. A belief so strong that we were willing to give up our lives, if need be, in its defense. Sadly, nearly 1 million have made the ultimate sacrifice in combat or combat-related events. Today marks the 58th year America has gathered in November to mark Veterans Day. But this solemn occasion goes back much further. It had its origins in World War I. In 1918, at the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month, the guns fell silent on Europe's muddy battlefields. President Wilson called it the war to end all wars in order that the armistice be commemorated in succeeding years. After the Korean War, President Eisenhower renamed the holiday Veterans Day to salute all veterans, no matter where or when they served. While the name has changed over the years, its purpose remains unchanged: to remember the sacrifice of those who have died and to honor those who are still with us. We owe much to our veterans, and it is a debt we can never truly repay. Their stories are the story of our history, because America rose to greatness on their shoulders. We owe them our very way of life, our freedom to live, to work, to raise our families as we please. The least we can do is honor them and their sacrifices, and to thank them for all they've done for this country. Our veterans are this nation's unsung heroes. Their family and friends may have been the only ones who knew their names, who knew the sacrifices they made to our country. In peacetime especially, it was easy to forget that these men and women were on duty in lonely outposts across the world. Our veterans have missed the births of their children, wedding anniversaries, and graduations. They've spent holidays in soggy rice paddies in Vietnam and amid the stinging sands of an Iraqi desert and in the cold forests of Western Europe. Many of them never lived to wear the title veteran, for they died on foreign soil, defending the cause of freedom around the world. President Reagan once said, "Most of those who died in our defense of our country were boys when they died, and they gave up two lives, the one they were living and the one they would have lived. They gave up their chance to be husbands and fathers and grandfathers. They gave up everything for their country, for us. All we can do is remember." But fortunately, many more have served, are still with us. More than 26 million veterans are alive today. We know them as our fathers, mothers, brothers and sisters, perhaps even our next door neighbors. They represent the finest men and women America has to offer. And for most, as it was for me, their time in uniform represents a defining moment in their lives. Military service gave a sense of commitment that lasts a lifetime. Whether they wore the uniform in war or peace, they felt a new sense of duty, honor, and country. They came to understand the price of freedom because they could put names and faces to it. Freedom was not just an abstract concept. It was the bond of loyalty they forged with their buddies in the ranks. Not every veteran has seen combat, of course, but even in peacetime they face dangers that most Americans will never know. But they have important jobs to do, and thank goodness we have always had young men and women ready to do them. Our veterans are living examples of what it means to be good citizens. They have given us a lifetime of service, and the country has been enriched by their contributions, both in and out of uniform. The legacy of American veterans is a proud and honorable one. No matter where or when they served, our nation's armed forces acted honorably and decently. American veterans can look around the globe and proudly survey the results of their shared sacrifice. Thousands of citizens living in peace. We can talk about supporting our veterans, but to them, actions carry weight. Today, the unemployment rate for returning veterans is twice that of the national average. I ask of you today, if you're a small business owner or a decision maker in an HR department in a large company, take a second look at that veteran's resume. The skills they have, the intangibles of commitment and discipline, are so much deeper than the words on that resume. These men and women aren't looking for special treatment. They just want a chance. To all our veterans and their families, we say thank you. Thank you for your sacrifices, for your sense of duty, and for your service. Our nation salutes you, and we have gathered here today to salute you. May God bless our servicemen and women, our veterans, and may God bless America. Thank you.